Today at Chemistry TV, we'll be presenting several professionals that will be saying about their study in their subject that is relative to the chemistry branch they study in. At first, we have food specialist Luisa. Good morning, how are you doing?
Good morning.
Well, what can you tell us about your subject?
Well, my subject has helped in different branches of food, like in agriculture. They have helped to do fertilizers that help growing faster and also to prevent them from infections and insects, like, I don't know, worms and bees and all those kind of stuff. Also, there are certain processes like pasteurization where the milk is boiled for it to be sure for people to drink and to kill bacteria and viruses and those kind of stuff. And also fermentation, that it's like a process where the food rottens itself and gives it a different flavor that is used like for some cheeses and some alcoholic beverages. And I think chemistry is an essential part in food because all these processes and all these kind of like aids they have lent to this branch. So I think chemistry and food are completely related, and without chemistry, food wouldn't be as effective as it is now.
Well, I believe everything you say. I think right now without chemistry, we wouldn't be eating half of what we could be eating. We would be still farming things in our backyards. Well, thanks so much about your subject.
Thank you.
Next up, we will have a specialist in medicine, one of the most important branches inside chemistry. Here is Viviana presenting their branch.
Hi, good morning.
Can you tell us something about medicine inside chemistry?
Well, chemistry has helped a lot in medicine, like in things such as the development of new drugs which help to treat illnesses, and also the creation of prostheses that have helped people who have lost like a leg or an arm or something.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, yeah, like people who lost a limb, they get biochemical, well, no, not actually chemical. They bioengineer a new leg or arm, right?
yes,
And this chemistry helps create new drugs,
yes.
basically. So,
Such as like penicillin.
yeah, I understand that many drugs went through the scientific method, through the whole hypothesis and all, right? Okay. Well, I believe medicine is a great part of our lives as well. Chemistry takes the greatest part in it, as most of the drugs are made by chemicals being fused. So, thank you a lot for your time. Well, after the medicine, we'll have a bit of a different subject, introducing global warming and how chemistry affects everything that is around us every day. We have scientist Gabriel. So, what can you tell us about this?
Well, global warming is an actual problem in our world right now because thanks to the emission of carbon dioxide, burning of fuels, this is affecting the ozone layer, and it's causing the melting of global icebergs. The sea level is rising, and it's a big issue in this era.
Well, I understand that every day we make the problem worse with cars and all that.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. Transportation, industries, everything that needs gases.
So do you have any things that we could do to maybe...
Well, we can use bicycles, ride bicycles to get to near places.
So basically try to have lower emissions?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you a lot for your time. I appreciate it all. Well, after the global warming, we'll be studying another subject that may not be as beneficial for the world as we think. Here we have Monica with chemical warfare.
Good morning.
I'm sorry, just explain your subject and how it affects our lives.
The chemical warfare hasn't necessarily helped the chemistry in a good way because it has caused a lot of deaths through the wars. For example, in the creation of grenades or the chlorine gas. This started at the First World War and it has continued evolving through the wars that we lived in recent decades.
Okay, so my understanding is that this is still going on, that weapons are still being created through chemistry, but...
Yes, most of the governments are trying to protect themselves by creating new nuclear weapons, but this is a risk for all of the people.
So basically, most weapons that are like for mass destruction must use chemistry and all of this subjects in order to function and work.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a quite terrible subject on our behalf, but unfortunately it's something that is needed on the world, or that is seemed needed by the governments. So thank you a lot for the information.
Thank you for your time.
Very well. So with all this chemistry branches, we must have another problem that is affecting the world right now. That was kind of explained by my friend and scientist, Gabriel. The melting of the polar ice caps is caused by the global warming happening all around the world. So we must find solutions to treat this problem, as Mexico is one of the most affected countries right now. So I would like to propose bringing electric cars in the next 10 years to the whole country. Make it illegal for combustion cars to be running around the country, polluting more of what is our precious land. This would take effect on the 10 years that would give companies the time and money to step out from the game. I believe another very important subject is our energy. Clean sources of energy must be very important to stop having emissions of carbon dioxide going into the atmosphere. So we must propose having 100% full clean energy by another 10 or 20 years. This will be the same process as the cars. Basically, the energy that was being before slowly fading, while the new one is slowly gaining motion. This would as well lower the global warming by a lot, as it is the first cause of these gases emissions. And the third cause would be, as well as pollution in the land, also affects this, as the land cannot absorb things such as plastic or so. So I think implementing campaigns inside the whole country, and if it could be the whole world, about being self-conscious when throwing trash to the ground, or maybe leaving things where they shouldn't be, or not to decompose as they should be. People should know about these things and how they destroy our world every day. So I believe those to be the three solutions that could bring a bit of breath to our world. Thank you. Good morning. Today we have all the chemists gathered together to represent what chemistry does in our everyday lives. They will share their reflections and comments.
Well, chemistry certainly affects our everyday life for good things and bad things. But I think if people use their intelligence to make good things instead of bad things, the world will be a better place.
I think it's very important that people know how chemistry can improve things, because we may not improve a lot of things because we don't know, and I think it's very important.
Well, I believe chemistry takes a great part in saving our world and taking care of it, as well as making everything that we're having right now. So I think it takes a very important part in having the life that we have today.
I think chemistry has helped us a lot in what we are living today, and also we should continue the research to create good things and to make this world a better one.
I think chemistry has helped us to evolve and improve our lives in every aspect, and we should research and find more things about it.